tonight at a free lecture open to the public. The topic, leadership of complex organizations. That's one topic the general knows well, considering his position as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Southern Command. He was responsible for 84,000 U.S. joint military personnel. News specialist Lori Pritchard sat down with the general this morning in an exclusive interview to talk about the safety and security of the United States.
With regard to the security of the United States, General McCaffrey told me he felt we were better off today than we were 10 years ago. But he warns there are emerging threats that must be addressed.
Retired four-star General Barry McCaffrey calls North Korea one of the cruelest places on earth.
North Korea has more potential for a tragedy unfolding than any place else on the face of the earth. We've got a young, untested leader. His father, the family, was a sociopath.
That young and untested leader, Kim Jong-un, also has anywhere from 3 to 8 nuclear devices, according to McCaffrey.
They're developing missile technology that clearly right now threatens Japan, South Korea, and the U.S. Armed Forces in the region. In 10, 15 years, they'll have the capacity to strike the United States.
Yet there are other forces competing for America's interests. The bubbling Arab Spring, Syria, the removal of forces in Afghanistan, and back home, of course, the debate over the use of drones.
We need to understand that our policy, whatever it turns out to be, will have precedent-setting impact on other nations who are building and buying and operating drones.
McCaffrey says he understands the questions on how drones are being used, particularly used by the Central Intelligence Agency. As a combat veteran, he says he knows their value.
I spent a lot of my young life crawling around in the mud with a sack full of hand grenades, shooting it out with people 20 feet away. And so the thought that some 19-year-old airman at Creech Air Force Base can reach out and end a threat to the American people in Afghanistan strikes me as a real good idea. I think we ought to back off and recognize this has become a tool of immense significance to national security.
The general retired after 32 years in the armed forces. He is now an adjunct professor at the United States Military Academy. He also works as a military analyst for NBC News. And McCaffrey is the